Welcome to Ole Walls House. It's me. It's your man. It's your main man. It's Ole Walls. And I'm back with you. Episode 205 coming your way. Got a fun show coming up today. Before we get into anything, just want to start off by saying thank you to everybody. Thank you for the watches. Thank you for the listens. Thank you for all the support. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If you guys could, please rate, review, comment, subscribe, share. YouTube, Spotify, Apple Pods, Amazon Pods. You can check me out on my Twitter, my Instagram. Post some clips on both of those. So give it all a check out. Like I said, fun show. We're talking the division leading Green Bay Packers, college football, Penn State football. We're talking hockey. We're talking a little UNC basketball. We got a lot of fun stuff. My passing thoughts at the end. Before we get into that, I just forgot to say one thing. Check out the merch shop in the link below. You can also check out some merch there from the Full Range Pod and my guy MJ. You can find him at the Full Range Pod on Spotify as well as on the Ole Walls House YouTube channel. So without any further ado, let's get into it. You know I'm leading off with my Green Bay Packers, the division leading Green Bay Packers. Just like last week, a lot of shit being talked from the Detroit Lions fans, a lot of shit being talked from the Chicago Bears fans. And in the end, it doesn't matter because they came up to Lambeau, and after getting off to a rough start, Jordan Love throwing a real bad pick to start the game, he finds himself. He finds himself and puts together a really nice game, 17-25, 234, 3 touchdowns to go with that 1 interception, only his 4th interception of the year. That was one of the things you always talked about with Love was he just had to keep the turnovers in check, and he's done such a better job of that this year. And he ends up throwing 3 touchdowns, 2 of which to Christian Watson. Difference maker. Christian Watson is a difference maker. So we'll kind of, run through the game here. He throws that pick on the first possession. On the second drive for the Bears, the Packers ended up with the football on a completion. Well, maybe it wasn't a completion it was ruled not a completion to Colston Loveland. It looked like a strip fumble recovered by the Packers. Then you're like, shit, are they going to call it a catch? And then when you realize that, hey, maybe there's an angle out there that I haven't seen yet. Maybe it's out there. I haven't seen it. Fox wasn't showing us any replays yesterday. There were multiple times in that game where I was like, I would love to see a replay of this. And you just didn't do it. You barely saw the Tucker Kraft catch. The officiating was a whole other story. But on the Colston Loveland incomplete pass, strip, fumble, maybe whatever, you never see the ball hit the ground. And I believe it was Evan Williams comes up with it. And if it wasn't Evan Williams, I'm sorry, I didn't write that down. I've forgotten at this point. He comes up with it clearly, and you never see the ball hit the ground. That should have been the Green Bay Packers ball. Anyway, it doesn't end up happening. But after that, first TD of the game, into the second quarter, Love found Christian Watson for 23 yards, kind of over the middle and like a deep slant that he flattened out. It was 3rd and 10. And Kirk Bettenkurt did a great breakdown on Instagram of this whole play. I'm not even going to try and do it. I'm not that savvy when it comes to football. I'm a fan, and I know very, 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 very basic things. Kurt Bettenkurt broke this down so wonderfully, so easy to digest for someone like myself. And we find Christian Watson across the middle, deep ball. Love lays it out perfectly to him. Bears defender can't keep up with Watson's speed because, like I said, Christian Watson is a difference maker for this football team. They end up kind of trading the ball back right before half. Packers get it. They've got all 3 timeouts, about 1:30 left. And the cornerback, Bo Melton, finds his way behind the defense. Love drops one in, 45-yard touchdown, 14-3 heading to half. Feeling good. The Bears finally get it back to 11-4. or 11-14 after they score a touchdown and get a 2-point conversion. The touchdown, well, first of all, Evan Williams, and this one was Evan Williams. It was third down, probably 25-30 at this point, was about to sack Williams. Had his right hand on him. Where was his left hand, you might ask? It was being held on to by Swift. Swift was just holding the shit out of him. Just holding him. Meanwhile, week after week, broken record, Micah Parsons is held on every play. There were a couple of clips of arms wrapped around his throat. Like, we just don't call holding when Micah Parsons is involved in the play. It just does not happen ever. It's incredible. Either way, back to this play. Williams gets loose. Williams did a great job getting loose. They ran, it felt like it was the same play over and over and over from the Bears. And why wouldn't you? Because when they got to it, it kind of started to keep working. And it was either a rollout for Love or right up the middle with Monungai or Swift. And they started doing some damage on it in the second half. I will say that. And Williams kind of found a little bit of a groove in the second half. What he end up with? He ended up 19-35 for 186, 2 TDs, and an interception. That said, I think he started the game like 1 of 7 for like 4 yards. So, I mean, he really kind of fell into his own. There's a lot of talent with Caleb Williams. We could be in for some fun matchups with Williams and Love over the next few years. Either way, he picks up that third down, and then it might have been on was it third down again? I can't remember. They get down to the goal line. I think it was actually like second. Whatever. He somehow fit a ball into, who was that one? It was Zacchaeus. Nixon dove out in front of it. It went through Nixon's hands, and Zacchaeus ended up with it. Just an unbelievable play. Like, that's one of those ones you're just like, holy shit. Like, what do? You just kind of throw your hands up in your air and like, I mean, I guess, like, what else can you say? It's just kind of the way it goes sometimes. That said, the Packers needed an answer, and they got an answer immediately. Just a few plays later, they get in a big formation. You know, there's a couple tight ends. We got a lot of people on the line. They have Dobbs and Watson split wide. Dobbs runs a go route that looks like he might have been open on too. But you just got Watson on a little quick slant, got about a step ahead of the guy. Love hit him in the perfect spot, and away Watson went. Ripped off a 41-yard touchdown. He probably, caught the ball 2 yards past the line of scrimmage and just took it all the way. The Bears answered again. They got a field goal. They ended up getting a touchdown early in the fourth quarter, or midway through the fourth quarter. 8 minutes left. And then it's like, Packers got to go score here, because it feels like at this point in the game, the way it's going, the Bears are able to drive the ball down. They're able to run it. You're starting kickoff so far up that you only got to get so far to get into field goal range at the end of games. It's like, you got to go score a touchdown here, and they did. They banged and banged and banged their way down the field, and then on a third down, it's a 3rd and 1 pitch. There was probably 5-ish minutes left in the game at this point. And it's a quick pitch out to Jacobs, and he's dead. Just dead. There are 3 defenders out there, and somehow, some way, he makes a little juke cut back inside, and all 3 of those defenders lose him. He ends up picking up about 10 or 15, maybe, 50, somewhere between 10 to 20 yards on that play. But it was just like the whole thing. It was like, holy shit, Josh Jacobs is an animal at taking something that looks like absolute nothing and just finding a way to do something with it. You watch these runs, and it's like you see him hit the line. It's like he's dead, and it's like, oh, he got 3 yards out of that somehow, some way. He just finds a way to take a little bit of something and do something with it. Couple plays later, he punches it in and ends up scoring a touchdown. And at this moment, it was 3:32 left in the game. I said, Bears have been running the ball so well in the second half against the soft middle of the Packers DL. Let's see what the Bears do here. And they stayed relatively consistent with that till they got back down into Packers territory with about a minute and a half, minute 45 when this guy started. And they had 3 timeouts, but then they just really let the clock bleed. They're like, we're going to get this and we're going to score. And it felt like we're going to score and we're going to go for 2. Just what I felt. I think I texted friend of the program, Big Cat Bill Gardner, that when I was texting back and forth with him. I was like, feels like they're going for 2 here. And they kind of whittled it down. And it felt to me a little bit, if I'm going to armchair Monday morning quarterback this, that they should have gone a little faster and utilized the run a little more, because then they got caught in a 4th and 1. And they had it 3rd and 1. And gosh, I forget who was it. Enigbari. If it wasn't Enigbari, it was one of the other line. I don't think it was Cooper. I think it was Enigbari. Made an awesome tackle on 3rd and 1. Like, the defense stood up when they needed to, and they're like, you're not getting it this time. You've been running it down our throats. And I will say the one thing you really have to say about the run defense, I saw the stat, and I'm going to butcher the stat, but the Bears have more explosive plays like in the last 4 weeks running the ball than almost any other team in the NFL total, or something along those lines, 10 plus yard runs or more. They've got a lot. They've been doing it well, especially the last few weeks. The Packers allowed 0 of those. They were getting gashed a lot for 5, 6, 7, 8. Nothing over 10 yards this week. So that was a real positive. And then we get 4th and 1 with, 35, 37, 38 seconds, whatever it is at the point. And they run a play that looks like almost a mirror image of what they ran against Philly the week after Thanksgiving, or the Friday after Thanksgiving. And Keyshawn Nixon looks like he breaks away from somebody, because I think it was Colson Love was wide open in the back of the end zone. And Nixon tracked him down and covered the ground and got to a point where he could make a play. Williams rolling out left again, same thing. He had Swift in the flat that wasn't available. He might have been able to hit DJ Moore. DJ Moore was already past the first. It was 4th and 1. He might have scored too. Williams decides to go for Loveland, put it in the end zone. He's moving left. He's got to put it in the back left corner of the end zone, really, to make it the right play. Doesn't get enough on it. Nixon undercuts it. Ball game. Hell yes, because it felt like everything. It didn't feel like a ton went right for the Packers in that game. There weren't a lot of like long sustained drives. It was really important that they went down and scored to go up 28-21, because it felt like the defense had been on the field the entire second half. You can see what the final time of possession was even still pretty big. 33-29 for the Bears, 26-31 for the Packers. That said, Packers yards per play, 6.5. That's nice. 223 the air, $117 on the ground. Josh Jacobs, another solid day. 20 for 86 and a touchdown. Jaden Reed was back. I didn't even mention Jaden Reed yet. A lot of Jaden Reed early. Didn't get as much to him late, but ended up with 6 touches. 2 end arounds that were runs for 22 yards. 4 catches, 31 yards. But it's just so nice to have a guy like that back on the field. Just gives another dimension to the offense that was really needed for that. Luke Musgrave had 2 catches. I thought he had a third that was nice for 22 yards. He's kind of showed up. Catch for Josh Wiley and John Fitzpatrick as well to give a little extra. Nothing to Dobbs, nothing to Golden. 1 target, 2 targets for all of those guys. The thing for those 2 guys is you're going to have to maximize stuff. If Christian Watson's going to keep getting all these keep getting targets, and Jaden Reed's going to keep getting targets, and they're going to maximize their targets. They both had 4 targets, 4 catches. Dobbs had 2 targets, 0 catches. Golden had 1 target, no catch. I mean, this Matthew Golden thing's starting to get a little weird. The refs, man, I don't know what they were doing. It looked like, and again, we didn't see the replay on Tucker Kraft. There was like one where someone was in the way, and they're like, oh, it touched the ground, but you can touch the ground, but did he lose it? But we don't know. Next play. I was like, we had a whole commercial break. We couldn't have like broken this down and been a little more definitive. The incomplete pass, that wasn't an incomplete pass, was weird. The lack of holds is just par for the course. Keyshawn Nixon gets choked, gets a hand right on the throat, and kind of like it didn't even do anything that crazy. Like, you've seen people just not get flagged for this at all. Well, he kind of pushed the hand away and pushed the dude back. 15-yarder. He also got Keyshawn Nixon had himself a turbulent day, one might say. He got a 15-yard face mask that was really a killer. It was an interesting up and down day for him, but when you seal it, and that really goes a long way. God, Toyotathon rules. I might just have to go buy a Toyota car. Just support it. Keep that Toyotathon thing going. Just let them know, like, hey, we believe. We believe in Toyotathon. So that leaves the Packers 9-3-1 at the top of the NFC North. The Chicago Bears 9-4. The Detroit Lions 8-5. So I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. I gotta pull up the NFL playoff picture here as we kind of dive into the rest of. I hate when it does that. As we dive into the rest of the. Excuse me. Dry throat here today. Must be dry air out here. Yes. As we dive into the rest of the NFL here. So as we sit now, right before Monday Night Football here, we got the Rams in first place, 10-3. We got the Packers up to second in the NFC. The Eagles currently in third place. If they win, they make themselves 99% chance to be in the playoffs tonight if they beat the LA Chargers. So they could essentially wrap that up for themselves. The Rams are already at 98%, Packers at 94%. Tampa Bay Buccaneers hold on to the lead in the NFC South. Seahawks, 49ers, Bears wrap up the NFC playoff picture with the Lions and the Panthers currently on the outside looking in. Falcons, Cardinals, Saints, Commanders, Giants all eliminated. Really, the Cowboys are essentially out. They're down to a 6% chance. The Lions are right there. I believe they've got another game with the Bears coming up. Panthers are really competing for the division. The NFC South is going to be a one playoff team division there. So the only thing I don't love about where the Packers sit at the 2 seed, and you'd love to see them get to the 1 seed. If they're the 2 seed, they're going to get the 7th seed, which is looking a lot like it's the 40, like it's going to be the Bears or the Lions. Like that's a real strong possibility. And obviously, we're hoping to go beat the Bears in 2 weeks in Chicago. Real strong possibility that either team they play in the first round of the playoffs in that 2-7 matchup is a team they've already beat twice, and you'd have to beat a third time. Not the most fun thing, but we're a long way. We're a long way from that yet. So let's spin around the rest of the league. Like I said, we got Eagles Chargers tonight. That should be a good one. I think I saw that Herbert. I'm doing that's just, the quarterback. And then his hand. I was caught in between like a throwing motion, and his hand was messed up. I believe he's good to go. Was the last I saw. So go back to Thursday. Lions get a needed win. That was kind of like almost like a de facto mini playoff game in Week 14. Lions get the win, but the thing I took away from that game is that Dak didn't play great. 2 interceptions. But Brandon Aubrey is absurd. He just makes 60-yard field goals like it's not really a big deal. It's just stupid. It's stupid. There was a thing. He's like the 21st best receiver per fantasy. The 18th best running back. Like all this stuff. It's dumb. I mean, he just trots out like for a 55-yard field goal, and you're like, yeah, it's good. Like Justin Tucker was automatic and had some depth to him, but like this is unbelievable what this guy does. Titans go into Cleveland on a little bit of a snowy day, pick up a victory. Shedeur Sanders didn't play bad from what I saw. I mean, if you look at the box score, 23 of 42, 364, 3 TDs, does throw an interception, runs for 3 more times. He's their leading rusher as well with 3 carries, 29 yards, and a touchdown. Is that for real, or did they just give that because nope, that's for real. Quinshon Judkins ran 14 times for 26 yards. Oofta. Seahawks go in and lay the hammer on the Atlanta Falcons. Jackson Smith-Njigba remains a dude. 7 catches, 93 yards, 2 TDs. I did put down on my notes, are the Seahawks frauds? I had to give that a quick addendum by the time the third quarter ended when it was 23-6. I just simply put no. They end up winning 37-9. Kirk Cousins, 15 of 30, 162, and 2 interceptions. Eek. Jacksonville remains a house of horrors for the Indianapolis Colts, is what the announcers kept telling us. I don't know what else has bad happened in Jacksonville for the Colts, but apparently bad things happen when the Colts go down to Jacksonville. This time, it's Danny Dimes going down with an Achilles injury. He is done for the year. The Indianapolis Colts now 8-5. They have lost 3 in a row, 4 of their last 5. Things are looking bleak for the Colts. Riley Leonard ended up playing quarterback for them. Not ideal for the Colts. They've got the Seahawks, the 49ers, the Jags, and the Texans to round out this year. If they're not careful, they will not have a winning season this year for a team that looked legitimately solid to start the year. Looked like a legit team. That said, in hindsight, you go back and you see who they've beat. They beat the Broncos, but the Broncos play a 1-score game with everybody. But they're a good team. That's one of the only 2 times the Broncos have lost this year. They beat the Titans, they lose to the Rams, but play the Rams tough. Not trying to run the Colts down here. Then they beat the Raiders, they beat the Cardinals, they beat the Chargers. Again, solid team there. So they've mixed in solid wins here. They beat the Titans again. Then they lose to the Steelers, they beat the Falcons. Lose to the Chiefs, lose to the Texans, lose to the Jags. So we were crowning them one of the best, if not the best team in the NFL at one point this year. We may have gotten a little out over our skis, and now Daniel Jones already had a broken fibula, was wearing a thing that some of his teammates had screen printed, that they had actually previously helped him with something like a shoulder pad screen printing thing. So too bad for Daniel Jones. He was having a nice little career resurgence there, and just goes down in flames. Vikings beat the ever-living shit out of the Washington Commanders, 31-0. J.J. McCarthy, 3 touchdowns. Aaron Jones with 14 carries for 76 yards. But my guy, Jordan Mason, was the one who found the end zone. We got to just take it easy on Aaron Jones. Let him, contract here or something. Maybe, hopefully. It's not, probably, but just let him get to the contract. Next year's got to be a contract year. Let him get to the contract year. Bengals, Bills. What a wild game this one was. The Bengals got up 28-18. And I wrote on my thing, on my notes, holy shit, Josh Allen, what a wild play. Another one. And I put no context with it. I don't know. Maybe it was the one when he was at midfield scrambling around and launching one. Maybe it was the one he was scrambling around down by the goal line and finds a way to get one in. I don't know. Who knows? Because he went 22 of 28 for 251, 3 touchdowns through the air, and then ran one in while having 9 carries for 78 yards and a touchdown as well. The dude is an absolute freak. So, and one of this touchdown in the third quarter, the Dalton Kincaid touchdown was pretty wild, I think. There's the scramble for 40 yards to make it 28-25. Then Joe Burrow, it's 28-18 entering the fourth quarter. The snow's coming, but the Bengals look good. Joe Burrow's slinging it. He's had 3 TD passes already at this point. And then he just gets, it almost looked like he tried to shot put like a little screen out over a lineman. Benford said, my ball. Takes it to the house. Lineman pick 6. Very next drive, he gets picked off by another lineman, or tipped up and then picked off. Either way, it's like, oh no, this can't be happening. Bengals. And then the Bills go down. So, I mean, it's 5:25 left. You're up. You're still up 3. But just 3 short minutes ago, you were up 10. And then all of a sudden, there's 3 minutes left in the game and you're down 11 points. It's just like, oh, Bengals gonna Bengals. That said, Burrow was, every time I looked over, it looked like Burrow was slinging it. And box score kind of, goes to that. 25 of 36, 284, 4 touchdowns. Those 2 interceptions, though. I'd like to know if we could stop looking at T. Higgins and look at Jamar Chase a little bit more. 5 receptions, 44 yards. We got fantasy football playoffs coming up, and I got Jamar Chase on a team that I'm hoping can win something here. We need to get Jamar Chase the football a little bit more. T. Higgins, you had a nice year. Quit hogging the touchdowns. Quit hogging the targets. Only 8 targets to Chase while 11 went to Higgins. Like, let's back her down. Let's just back her down. The Bills. Big win for the Bills. 9-4 now. Things were looking dicey for the Bills. I mean, what was that? Just a couple weeks ago, we were like, ooh, what's going on with the Bills? When was that? Yeah, they lost to the Dolphins, came back, beat the Bucs, lost to the Texans, and you're like, man, what's happening? And then they were in a close one with the Steelers. Yeah, they were down 7-3 at halftime, and they came alive and ended up winning that game 26-7. Then it's like, man, are they going to lose, 3 of 5? It's like, not happening. We are rallying the wagons. No one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. Saints beat the Buccaneers. Saints. The New Orleans Saints. Tyler Shug it. Yeah, I didn't see any of that. Steelers beat the Ravens. Rodgers. Discount double check, baby. DK Metcalf, big game, 7 receptions, 148 yards. Rodgers ran his little old ass in there. That's when he hit the old discount double check. First touchdown in the game, he said, your old boy still got some wheels. 284 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 runs for 0 yards. I love the 2 runs for 0 yards. Steelers, they're alive. They're alive. I mean, they're 7-6. That's a division win. Knocks the Ravens back to 6-7. So, I mean, with the first half of the tiebreak, have they played? I think they play again. Yeah, they play last game of the year. Ooh, look for that one. That one could end up on Sunday Night Football. Jets go down to the Dolphins. Achane goes out for a while, but they said it's a rib injury, and they said they could have brought him back. Again, guy I need for a fantasy football team. Don't look now. The Miami Dolphins are 6-7. I told you. I've been put on this thing by Matt Wader that the Dolphins find ways to get it to around 500. It's a tough road ahead. They did the part that they were supposed to do. They ran through the Commanders, the Saints, and the Jets. They're 6-7. They've got the Steelers next week on Monday. They can win that game. They have the Bengals the following week. That would make them 8-7. They have the Bucs. They could win that game too. And then the Patriots. And like I said, the Patriots may not be playing for anything in Week 18. It's not unreasonable to think that the Miami Dolphins win 4 more in a row, end the season on an 8-game win streak, and somehow, some way, find their way into the playoff. Wouldn't that be fucking something? Where are they at? I mean, they're down the list. They have a 1% chance. It's much more uncommon than I think it would be. The Texans are 8-5. Chargers are 8-4. Bills are 9-4. Man. Yeah, and the Patriots are first in the AFC. That would be a big ask. God, I'm kind of like into that idea now. I want to see it. I do. I just want to see it. Broncos beat the Raiders in a game that they were going to win. And at the end of the game, the Raiders get the greasiest backdoor cover ever. Like, you talk about betting being an issue. Something. It looks fishy here. Just delay a game penalty with 3 seconds left, and you're kicking a field goal as time expires to be down 7. Like, what? Something. It's a little weird. Something's a little weird. Rams beat the ever-living shit out of the Cardinals. Texans go into Kansas City and essentially dominate the game except for one quarter. The Chiefs score a touchdown and get a field goal and tie it up. And I'm asleep by this point. Not going to even try and tell you that I saw any of this in the second half. I was falling asleep because this game was kind of boring in the first half. And, I'm not making it. I'm not making it. Chargers, Eagles tonight. Big game for both of those guys, really. I mean, Chargers are on the verge. I mean, Chargers, if they lose, 51% probability of making the playoffs. If they win, 75%. And like I said, Eagles, if they win, 99%. I mean, they essentially lock it up. Lock it up. Because their second place in the NFC East is the Dallas Cowboys. They're the only other team that even has a statistical chance of catching them. Okay. I think I should just talk Packers next week, right? I mean, there's no reason not to. Packers next week, the Denver Broncos. It's going to be a tough one. I mean, the Denver Broncos play one-score games repeatedly, and then Sunday Night Football against the Chicago Bears. Actually, sorry, Saturday night. That is a Saturday night game on December 20th. And then the Ravens game could end up on Saturday as well. That's in one of the 4 or 5 games that's available to be flexed to Saturday too. And then they finish off with the Vikings. Man, beat the Broncos, gets you 10 wins, 11 with the Bears. Bam, bam. That darn near wraps the division up and then finish it off. Man, it'd be nice to see the Packers really win this thing. I mean, coming off the Eagles, things felt weird. The Giants game was weird, but they win. Beat the shit out of the Vikings. Go beat the Lions. You beat the Bears now. Whew, 4 in a row. Ooh, come on now. All right now. All right, let's move on. Okay, college football. Quick review of conference championship weekend. Tulane and James Madison both win their conference titles. Texas Tech beats the shit out of BYU. Georgia beats the shit out of Alabama. Duke spoils the party for Virginia. And Indiana, Hoosiers, take down Ohio State. Defending champs, undefeated, 1 versus 2 in the nation. Game day doesn't go to the literal best possible game you could ask for in any given year, and decides to go to the SEC because, of course, that's where the TV contract is. I get it. But if you're going to present yourself as going to the biggest, best moments of the year, you go to the biggest, best game of the year. Just going to put that out there. That's what you should do. Now, hey, if you've got a choice between the biggest, best game of the year and you've been to Ohio State 3 times because that's where the game is and you've already been there a couple times in the year, I get it. Go somewhere else. But it's conference championship weekend. You've been to all of these teams. You've been to all these places. Go to the best possible game. That's all I'm saying. Indiana playing Indianapolis? Come on. That's it. Game was a little bit of a snoozer. Okay. The news is that the college football playoff bracket is announced and everything's set. Indiana's the 1 seed. Ohio State's the 2 seed. Ohio State loses their conference title game and falls in the bracket. Georgia's the 3 seed. Texas Tech the 4. They all get the byes. In the first round, you have Oregon hosting JMU. Ole Miss hosting Tulane. I do not care about those games at all. Not one bit. Texas A&M and Miami, that should be fun. Alabama and Oklahoma, a rematch. I'm good with that. Some controversy. Notre Dame, not here. They had almost identical resume to Miami. Is Notre Dame playing better football? Many people would tell you, yes, they are. But guess what? The playing head-to-head, which they did, which Miami won, has got to mean something. the crazy thing was that they had just ranked Notre Dame ahead of Miami, and these two teams didn't play a game, and then the rankings were changed, and Miami was ahead of Notre Dame. Because guess what? This is the perfect thing that I could ever see said about the committee. Nicole Auerbach says, so BYU is penalized for getting blown out. Its championship game dropped one spot, which allowed Miami to move up and get compared directly to Notre Dame. And there's more to that tweet. I took a picture of a quote tweet. Jeff Schwartz, who I think is one of the best follows on Twitter, if you're a football fan, the committee just makes it up. Bama could have jumped 5 spots for a bye with a win yesterday, but didn't drop 1 spot for a blowout loss. Not one. In the last 3 years, there have been 16 conference championship game losers that were ranked in the CFP top 25 entering the game. 15 of the 16 losers dropped in the poll. 15 of 16. One single team did not move. That would be the 2025 Alabama team. They didn't just lose. They got embarrassed. 28-7. Their only touchdown in the fourth quarter to go down 21-7. They ran it for -3 yards. I know Georgia's a good football team, but you ran it for -3 yards and just get embarrassed in this game and you don't move a spot? Not 1 inch. You don't fall to 10, which, by the way, falling to 10 would allow us to have a new matchup in the college football playoff. That would have moved Miami up to the 9th spot, so you get Miami, Oklahoma, Alabama, Texas A&M. I don't believe Alabama and Texas A&M play each other. Like, what are we doing? Ohio State lost by 3, and they dropped. They had to, though, right? You would think Alabama would drop. It's funny. It's funny. Now, Notre Dame saying we need 16 teams. Vanderbilt wants 16 teams. Guess what? We don't need 16 teams. We don't need guaranteed automatic ins in college football. Notre Dame's getting an automatic pass in now. If they're in the top, starting next year, if they're ranked in the top 12, they're automatically in no matter what. Even if there's like the auto bids like you had this year with JMU and Tulane. And guess what? JMU and Tulane being in this playoff is dumb. They're not the same. Could they win 1 game? Maybe. 2? Doubtful. 3? Not a chance in the world. Tulane is not going to beat Ole Miss, Georgia, Ohio State, and then Oregon, Oklahoma, Alabama, or Oregon, or Texas Tech. They're not doing it. And same thing for JMU. They're not beating Oregon, then Texas Tech, then Indiana, then Ohio State or Georgia. Like, it's just not happening. So can we stop with the charade? Basketball is way different than football. A team like that can get hot. In basketball, you can put them all the games on one day and watch them all. It's just totally different. Like, we don't need to keep doing this. 12 teams is too many, and we're going to go to 16. And we're going to get more games out of it, and we're going to get more TV money, and the season's going to go to fucking February, and then next thing you know it, the college football national championship is going to be on Saturday, and Super Bowl is going to be on Sunday. 8 teams, rework the schedule a little bit, just start earlier. Just start in week 0. We could do Army Navy this weekend. So what's that make for the calendar? So if Army Navy would have been this weekend, that gets us first round of the playoff with an 8 team. So you go 8 on the 13th, 4 on the 20th. New Year's Day, 11 days later, is your national championship. Boom! Just solves college football. You do the thing, you bring back all the old conferences. 10 teams max, SEC, Big East, Big 10, Pac-10, Big 8, I think was the thing I saw from Josh Pate. Big 8, Southwest Conference. If you need to throw somebody else there in the middle. 10 teams, everybody plays everybody. College football is a broken system. And I think it's going to get weirder. We're going to get 16 teams. The ACC seems like it's next to get pillaged. Who knows? I mean, you have some of these. I don't think in Doesn't basketball, do they even play every team once? Throughout the regular season? I don't know. It's very possible that they don't. Okay. Other news. Penn State has a coach. A coach? I coach. A football coach. Matt Campbell from Iowa State is the new coach at Penn State. And I did see this funny thing. It's a picture of the Oregon runner being down by the blade of grass. What if I told you a single blade of grass got multiple coaches' contract extensions and led to Matt Campbell being Penn State's head coach? Interesting thought process there. So, Matt Campbell is the new coach at Penn State. Before I get talking about Matt Campbell, I saw this because this is my favorite. I love me a good conspiracy theory. And Cyclone Joel, so this guy must be an Iowa State fan, tweets, this happened way too fast because Iowa State immediately hired their replacement for Matt Campbell. PSU fires Franklin, and this is his theory, I should say. PSU fires Franklin and makes Campbell number one priority. PSU reaches out to Campbell mid-season and quietly, and Campbell says, I don't talk other jobs until the season's over. Call me then. 3, PSU said, timeout. I should take a timeout. Apparently, Pat Kraft did try to reach out to Matt Campbell earlier and called the wrong agent or something, and the message never got to him. I haven't dove into that any further, but stellar work. 3, PSU says, bet. 4, PSU stages this entire search, then stonewalls every candidate along the way. Campbell midseason talks to Pollard. Pollard starts looking at replacement candidates as the season rolls on. Campbell's mind is half on Penn State, half on Iowa State. Iowa State goes on a 4-game skid, then limps out to an 8-4 record. Season finishes, PSU reaches back out. Pollard says, hold on, we've got a guy. We're not quite hammered out with the details. I need you to stall. Thursday comes around, and the process begins as Pollard is closing in on signing Rodgers. Rodgers is ready to sign. Matt is ready to sign. Process over. Both PSU and ISU have new head coaches at the same time. I like it. Again, there's some flaws that Penn State did allegedly try to reach out and couldn't get there. So, Matt Campbell, I knew nothing about the guy. Not one single thing. I'm not, into college football that way. I'm into Penn State. But I like what I've seen so far. He comes from Toledo originally, goes 35-18 at Toledo. All winning seasons at Toledo. Goes to 4 bowls. Or 3 bowls in 4 years, is apparently a really loyal guy. Struggled with leaving Toledo to go to Iowa State. Has had multiple offers from the NFL and other colleges over his time at Iowa State. Goes 72-55 at Iowa State. Only 2 losing seasons. His first season, and then in 2022, he bounces back, goes 7-6, and then goes 11-3. Plays in the Big 12 conference championship game. Has finished ranked in the top 15 twice at Iowa State. And Iowa State was bad. Like, I saw this. Iowa State before Matt Campbell. A win percentage of basically .430. No 10-win seasons. 2 top 25 AP finishes. 10 seasons in the AP top 25. Only 3 bowl wins. During Matt Campbell's 10 years there. .567 win percentage, a 10-win season, 3 CFP top 25 finishes, 7 seasons in the AP top 25 at some point, 3 bowl wins in 10 seasons. Then you think, can he develop talent? That's a big thing. There's currently 15 Iowa State players in the NFL. Brock Purdy being one of them, Mr. Irrelevant, a quarterback who led his team to an NFC Championship game and a Super Bowl. Will McDonald, an incredible defensive edge rusher. Breece Hall, a good running back. Allen Lazard, a longtime NFL wide receiver. Half of the wide receiver room for the Houston Texans. Jalen Noel, Xavier Hutchinson, Jaden Higgins. Granted, they're not top-notch guys, but he's got guys from Iowa State in the NFL. David Montgomery. Enyi Uwazakuri for the Denver Broncos. TJ Tampa, who plays kind of a bench role, kind of coming into the game in the back half for the Baltimore Ravens, and among some others. Oh, sorry, 20 Cyclones. 5 are currently on PUP or practice squad at the start of the year. So and that could change because that's the thing from the start of the year. But I think I'm good with this. I really do. I think I'm okay with it. I forgot college football playoff times and stuff. Friday, December 19th, the Friday game, we get Oklahoma, Alabama at 8 o'clock on ESPN. Then we go noon is Texas A&M, Florida. Give that one the 3:30. Give the actual good game a better time slot than noon. Then Ole Miss, Tulane is 3:30, and then Oregon, James Madison at 7:30. Talk about a game I won't watch. 7:30 at night? I'm supposed to watch Oregon beat the shit out of James Madison? Sorry, not interested. Ohio State's in the Cotton Bowl on December 31st, the Friday night or the Wednesday night game there, essentially the Friday night game, against Texas A&M or Miami. Then on New Year's Day, the Orange Bowl at 12 high noon. Texas Tech and Oregon probably. Indiana, Oklahoma, or Alabama will be in the Rose Bowl. And then Georgia playing in their traditional Sugar Bowl slot against Ole Miss or Tulane. A lot of home cooking for that Sugar Bowl. Everyone's real close there. So then Thursday, Friday, the following week, Fiesta Bowl and Peach Bowl. And then the national championship game 10 days after that Friday at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Okay, let's keep rolling. Let's talk some Flyers quickly here. I don't really have a ton. Wasn't able to watch much of them. They had 2 games on NHL Network that I don't get. I mean, just how in today's day and age. So I didn't watch them. They got the shit kicked out by the Penguins on Monday. And I didn't get to see the game yesterday against the Avalanche. They hung tough, actually scored first in that game. And then the Avalanche got up 2-1 and then 3-1. And the Flyers kind of crept back in there a little bit, but just weren't able to pull it off. But Wednesday, and just the quick goals, baby. It started happening again. Scored 2 quick ones on Wednesday, and then it ended up being 3 in 39 seconds at one point to make it Konechny, Zegras, and Brink dump, and away they went. Talk about a tough week for the Flyers. I mean, they're at a point where it looks like they're way down the standings again. Into the division, they're down the 6th. They're only 6 points back of the first place Washington Capitals, who have played 3 more games than them. Nobody in the division has played less games. The Penguins have played the exact same. The Islanders, who they're only 2 points behind for the final divisional playoff spot, have played 3 more games than them. The Rangers, who are 1 point ahead of them, played 4 more. The and then the Carolina Hurricanes have played a game more than them, but they're 3 points up. Over in the wild card, again, same situation. The Rangers are the team that's ahead of them. At 27 games, the Flyers have 33 points. At 31 games, the Rangers have 34 points. So they should be able to catch up with the Rangers, given some, unless they just completely stink. And the teams right behind them in the wild card, Red Wings, Devils, Blue Jackets, all have 29 games and less points, or the same or less points than them. Red Wings and Devils the same, Blue Jackets less. But this is a tough week. San Jose Sharks come to town tomorrow. Solid team. Nothing crazy, but solid. Next is the Vegas Golden Knights coming to town. Good team. Second place behind the Anaheim Ducks out there in the Pacific. Then Saturday, Sunday, we going back to back. Hurricanes, Saturday in Philly. Sunday in, are they Charlotte? Where do the Hurricanes play? Gotta be Charlotte, right? No, not the Panthers. Where do the Carolina Hurricanes play? Raleigh. Huh. The Lenovo Center right there in Raleigh. Not Charlotte, turns out. So, and the Hurricanes are good. It feels like since I've been a hockey fan, I don't know if I've ever seen the Flyers beat the Hurricanes. I'm sure they have at some point, but it just feels like they always lose. So tough week, man. You got to buck up. Got to find a way to be somebody. Those are good teams. See if you can compete. Carolina had a good week. Beat Kentucky. That was the ACC SEC challenge. Looks like there's still an ACC Big Ten challenge coming up later in the week, but they go into Rupp, pick up a win. I'm sure you're shocked to hear this. Caleb Wilson, 15-12. Henry Vassir, big boy, big whitey, 17-10 from him as well. That little guard, what was his name? Hit a real big three for him. Was it Dixon? Could have been Dixon. Kyan Evans? No. I don't know. One of the little guards hit a big three for him. Then they handle Georgetown at home yesterday on Sunday. I didn't watch that. It's football. It's football day. But again, Caleb Wilson, 20-14. Henry Vassir, 18-15. That's what I'm talking about. Was it Luka Bogovac that hit the big three? He had 12. That could have been him. Bogovac. I don't know. They don't have shit coming up. This is a weird stretch. They play USC Upstate, ETSU. They don't play again until Saturday, and then the ETSU game's Tuesday, and then they play the following Saturday against Ohio State. So not a lot happening there. So we can keep this train rolling. Time for some passing. Forgot to talk about this in the college football portion, as usual. Again, my catch-all here. Notre Dame. I'm torn on this because I do have some semblance of understanding not playing in bowl games in this day and age. Bowl games don't mean anything. They mean nothing. So I get that. Like, why injure yourself? You got more seasons coming next year. You may be going to the NFL and make some money. Like, what's the point? Honestly. That said, I think it's different if you're Notre Dame. And this happened to Florida State a couple years ago, too. Last year, the 4-team playoff, when they didn't make it, and then nobody played, and they lost. I think it was Jordan Travis was their quarterback. And they got the shit kicked out of them. But, like, you feel so slighted that you didn't make the playoff. And honestly, I don't think they should have. I'm not that into college football to study this, but like if you line it all up, similar resume, they lose to Miami, they should be out. But then you just decline a bowl game. You're like, we're not interested. And again, I get that bowl games are stupid and they make no sense anymore. But don't you have it in you a little bit to be like, fuck you. We should go out there and just beat the ever-living shit out of BYU or whoever they're going to match you up with. Like, isn't there some part of you that's like, I want to win this game so fucking bad? But I guess not. Like, I don't know. That seems like the biggest bitch move to me ever. And again, I get it. Bowl games are meaningless. But, like, be somebody, right? Like, have some self-worth. Have some cojones. Go play the game. Show them, like, we should be here. We should be playing in the football playoff. Prove it on the field. I don't know, man. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Tell you another thing I don't like. OBJ is apparently an asshat. He was on some podcast. I say some podcast like I'm not just some asshole doing a podcast in my basement. So he's on a podcast, and he's talking about how he can't build generational wealth with the $100 million he made. And I don't know if it's ignorance, stupidity, wanting us to feel for him in some way, but like, come on, man. Read the fucking room, dude. And he's like, yeah, well, first of all, it's 50 right away. No shit. That's how taxes work. Taxes and agent, and then you guys got to add agent fees and all that shit. So now it's 50. He's like, well, then you got to, and my favorite thing was, he's like, you got to buy a mama a house, you got to buy this, and you got to flaunt. It's like, no, there you go. You got to flaunt. You also have a $300,000 watch that you've been seen wearing on the side on warm-ups for NFL games. Like, buddy, ain't no problem building generational wealth with $50 million. There's problems building generational wealth when you spend $300,000 on a fucking watch. Take some of it, invest some of it, live on $1 million a year. Trust me, you'll do just fucking fine. But you gotta show it. You gotta be like, yeah, look at my watch, look at my Lambo, let me buy this house. Sorry, buddy, I don't feel bad one fucking bit. Just because you got to keep up with the Joneses, that's your problem. That ain't the $50 million problem. Give me $50 million. I'm no fucking genius. I'll have fucking generational wealth. I guarantee it. You can put it in a fucking low yield thing that gives you 3% a year. 50 million, do the math on that. It's going to build. And you can take a little out and live off it. Like, just don't be an asshat. That's literally all it is. If you're just not an asshat, which apparently you are, not that I'm shocked by this, then you're good. You're just good. Oh, I'll just go with another thing that annoyed me. We're driving from somewhere, and the roommate tells me, I'm like, she's like, yeah, not telling kids that Santa, or telling kids right away that Santa isn't real is apparently, is apparently a thing now. It's like, what? We can't just enjoy Christmas? I'm not even the biggest Christmas guy in the world. You guys know that. I've been on record being like, Christmas not as good as Thanksgiving. But like, we can't just enjoy Santa Claus. Like, oh, Santa comes down the chimney. Yeah, I get it. It's weird. It's dumb. It's stupid. Guess what? You believe a lot of weird, dumb, stupid shit when you're a kid. It's fun. It's the holiday spirit. You as a parent get to, coerce your kids a little bit. Go for it. Like, why are we what, Santa's not real? What happened? What was wrong with Santa? What'd Santa do to you? What did Santa do to you? I mean, it was your shitty parents if they didn't get you the bike you wanted or the game system. We don't need to take it out on Santa. And I was like, there's no way we're doing it. And then it happened to be scrolling Twitter, and my phone was just listening to me, obviously. And it's just like, I don't tell my kids Santa's not real. I can't believe we tell this. And then there are the freaks out there like, if you tell my kid Santa's not real, if your kid tells my kid, I'm going to go beat your ass. Like, all right, buddy, take her easy. But Santa, is there nothing sacred in this world anymore? Just nothing sacred at all. Get fired up over Santa. I don't even like Christmas that much. Here I am, fired up over Santa. I did a move I love to do. Went out to dinner the other night with the roommate and the in-laws, and I came home alone. She stayed over there doing Christmas cookies with her mom. I came home. I wore like a nice flannel out to dinner. And this is one of my favorite moves ever. I came over, got out of my jeans, changed my pants, put sweatpants on immediately, and live in sweatpants in the winter. In the summer, I live in mesh shorts around my house. I left that flannel on. Just rock the flannel. It's nice. It's got some heat in a cold winter day. I love just kind of rocking a flannel with sweatpants. Oh, it's just a good feeling. It's just something I love to do. It's just great. Oh, this thought just popped in my. I don't know if I was on Twitter or Instagram or something. And somebody, I think maybe I saw like a clip of like NBA 2K4 or 2K3 or 2K5. 2K5, I think it was. Now I'm gonna have to look this up. But it made me think of the NCAA game I had. Okay, I had College Hoops 2K5. Great game. Really like fun, immersive recruiting. You did your dynasty by starting out at a school that was bad and then working your way up, which was kind of innovative at the time. That usually was just like you pick whoever you wanted. And I started out at a school, I believe it was Charleston Southern. And I eventually ended up going on to take a job at NC State. And then I got bored because I was like, oh, this is kind of easy. And I did it the other way and it was fun. Like, you really had to work. And that game was hard, I think. I've got it. I've got my PlayStation over there. I should get it busted back out and see if I can still play. because I think it was actually like legit hard. I mean, I would have been in high school playing that game, so like I wouldn't have been just like a little kid not being good at video games. But to this day, the first thing I thought when I saw that, it was showing like player stats. I thought of Broderick Causey. And I think about that name to this day because at Charleston Southern, he led them to a national title and is the school's all-time leading scorer with like 3,500 points or something like that. And was just an absolute menace to guard. And for the longest time when I was recruiting him, I thought his name was Casey Broderick. And then I realized, no, they don't flip the names. It's just Broderick Causey is his name. I swear to God, he scored like 3,600 points, averaged like 36 his senior year, was the NCAA Player of the Year, led Charleston Southern in like my 7th year to the national championship after I had lost in like the Elite Eight his sophomore year, the Final Four. Like I did something like that. I like got a little closer. But that name sticks with me forever. Broderick Causey. Treaty Oak Revival, new album out from them. I was listening to that the other day. West Texas Degenerate. So some good tunes on this. Port A, the kickoff song is good. The titled song, what do they call it? The title name song? Album, I don't know. West Texas Degenerate is good. Bad State of Mind, also good. 3 really good songs on there. There's another one. Sunflower. Sunflower's a little slower one. That one's not bad. Overall, not bad. Pretty good. And then we'll leave it on this. I finally got around to watching Lost the last few months. I've been saving this because I've heard after years and years, great show, but terrible ending, awful ending. I'm like, it can't be that bad. I'm on record that I like the ending of How I Met Your Mother, and most people will tell you that's a terrible ending. Like it makes sense. It's like, hey, people are who they are. Can't change who you are, Adrian. So I watched Lost, and it's from such a different time. I think it started in 2006, and it's network TV before we got all the different streaming, and everybody was making HBO style shows. There were HBO shows, but yeah, first releases in 2004, finishes in 2010. And there's 25, 24, 23 episodes in seasons 1, 2, and 3. And you can tell, like, immediately. The pace, the way they do things, just the shit they do throughout an episode, the flash forwards, the flashbacks, the pre-crash stuff, and, they're bouncing all over the place. And at first I was like, damn, this is really good. And then it kind of drags. You're like, okay. And it's like, it's got this interesting plot to it. And eventually, I mean, hey, spoilers. The show finished 15 years ago. I'm going to talk about it. So there's the others. And then you find out that, the guy in charge of them actually killed the people that lived there before. And these are actually island natives of some way, shape, or form. And all this. And there actually gets to be a cool kind of plot point when there's some time travel involved. And then there's this, how these guys get there, the 1970s affects this. We're going to do this thing to stop it. We get off, but then everybody comes back. And then in the final season, which is terrible, like not just the ending is bad, the whole last season is bad. They do this thing where they introduce like these two, like, not Adam and Eve. What are the brothers? Oh, the brothers in the Bible. The one kills the other. It's like kind of that thing. And then there's a magical thing in the middle of the island. And it's just like, what are we doing? Like there's a good show in there somewhere, and they just couldn't find it. And then they're all back. And it's like a flash forward, but they're all dead. It's like, well, how long have we been dead for? The island wasn't purgatory, or it was, but they all tell you what. It's like, come on. It just, by the end of it, I was just like there was so much more. And then we've got the random smoke monster thing the whole time. Like, there's a good show in there somewhere. There's a good show with that. There's a thing on the island that they were doing a bunch of experiments because there was something weird about the island. And I know they were so close. They just couldn't stick it. So that's all I got. Let's go close this thing down. Closing time, everybody. I just want to, again, say thank you to everybody. I appreciate all the watches, all the listens. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to check out the merch shop. Link is in the show notes. Don't forget to check out my guy, MJ. He's got stuff in the merch shop. He's got on Spotify at the 4-Inch Pod and on the Ole Walls House YouTube channel. Thank you to producer Kevy, as always, for helping me get started on video. We're back next week. Army, Navy, more NFL, more Flyers. Big week for the Flyers. More UNC basketball, more passing thoughts. Till then, peace.